Alright guys, got a couple of things to be getting on with. Want to do the last potting up of the Big Zac tomatoes, or the first planting of the Big Zac tomatoes. So right, let's zoom you in a bit. So for this I'm using the Living Green, now I get this the right way around this time, salad and veg compost. Now I got this, I don't know what size that is, 20 litre, 15 litre, big enough for this one anyway. Just about enough actually. Ah, spot on. Right, what I'm going to do is just make a hole. I'm going to take some of this out in a minute because I want to put that pot in there to settle it down like you normally do, but the bag was too heavy to do it. So that's it. That's it. Right, let's get that right. Get it towards one side. Push it down a bit. Right. Yeah, it looks good. Oh, I got to tip this one out. This is the hard bit. It's a bit big, really. Let's take that side shoot off. Right. You just know this is going to fall in the hole, didn't you? Oh, it's not too bad. Oh, nice roots, nice roots. Gently, gently, gently. There we are then, and I'll top it up with this. And as you know with tomatoes, it doesn't matter if they go a bit deeper, does it? And that's right, right, I've got a cane. I want to put the cane in and then I'll come back to the top and I'll show you a little problem we got. Right, let's get this in a decent direction, about there I reckon. Yep. Missing the root ball obviously. Ah, better. I'm a bit high up here. Right, I don't know if you can see that two leaders are formed. And this is a funny one. It's not so much that the leaf axil has thrown out a side shoot. It's the two leaders are formed now. This one's got the flowers on it, this one here. So I'm going to keep that one and cut this one off in a minute. First off, quick in miles away. A couple of bits of string to tie it in. I'll do one low down to start off with just to show you how I do it. There's plenty of ways to do it. I always do it above a leaf axle. So that way if the string or the tie does fall down, then it's only going to fall so far, you know what I mean? I like using hemp as well because it's hairy and it sticks to things. So I wrap it around the tomato, I wrap it once around the cane, and it's a simple reef knot at the back. And tie it as tight as it needs. And a reef knot, left over, right and under, right over, left and under. And if I remember, I'll show you how to do that in a minute. Right, a bit higher up. If you can see that. I'm still here. So you drop the string and it unravels, isn't it? Okay then, so same up here, and like I said, I'm going to save that one. So I'm going to turn it around so you can see it. There, so that's the one I want, this one here. And I'll use the old rule, tie in first, and side shoot second. So round twice, nice and loose on this one. Got a leaf in the way, so it's a bit awkward. Around the cane as well. And all this does, it's like a bit like a clove hitch on the cane, almost a clove hitch. It just stops the string from sliding down a bit. So left over, right and under. Right over, left and under. Okay, then, here we are. So that's that done. Now, there is the side shoot we don't want, and because it's the afternoon, not the morning, I will cut it off. In the morning, I snap it off because the stem is nice and turgid, but in the afternoon it's a bit floppy, especially on a hot day. So cut it, and I'm going to cut away from the other stem, because if you make a mess, there we go. This is where you realise you've cut off the flower spike. Here we are then. So, you know, earlier in the year you could have replanted that, but I'm not going to bother. Right, 2 more to do. Water that, and 2 more to do. So I'll do those out in the front garden where they're going to be. Well, we're here very quickly. There's one of the aerial tubers off that Charlotte potato. Growing very well, but the second one, it's hardly moved since potting on, and in fact it's going a bit tinged with a bit of brown, look. So well, we'll see with that one. Okay then, just to show you how quickly things change in the gardening world, this is the good aerial tuber. That's 2 days later, 48 hours later. So it's, you know, it's gone up quite a bit. Right, and here is the bad one, and it's well, it's died a bit more. So I'm just going to quickly tip this out, see what's in there. You never know. I don't expect this had time to, it's all wet. Don't expect this had time to form any roots, but the tuber. Ah, look at that. So the aerial tuber has formed a tuber. Now, if that's the bad one, I'm hoping there'll be something good in the good one. Weird. Oh dear. Yeah, there's no sign of proper roots there really, is there? I don't know. Never cease to be amazed by potatoes. Ooh, sun's come out. It's got a bit humid as well. Right guys, I'm going to quickly string the rest of these radar onions. Now these have been drying for 5 days, 5 or 6 days. And all I'm going to do is just reduce the size of the tops a bit and take the roots off. So the best way to do this, I know, second tray. Right, so I'm going to take most of the roots off. Now I'm just going to cut that back a bit, just to make it more manageable, okay? I'm going to cut them back a bit further in a minute, but don't cut them too short as it won't work, as I found out a couple of years back. Now these are almost perfect condition. They're still a bit green. They're not going to snap when you bend them, look. And they're not too green. Not too green, not too brown. Any big flaky bits of skin you can pull off if you want to. Don't bother really. Not many here really. I've been using them. But I got a load of Stuttgarter in the car, making the car smell lovely. So I want to get those strung up as well, and I'll start using some of those. All we're doing as well is a little bit of a quality check on them as you're cutting them and that. Yeah, all right. Maybe a bit short that one. I'll use that one. Right, that's about it. Last one. I'm down here again. Right, all I've done, a big long bit of string, don't matter how long it is, you always cut it back afterwards. Put the two ends together and just put a simple knot in it, like that. Okay, now I'm going to loop that. Might be a bit long, we'll have to see. Oh, yeah, a bit long. Just so you can see it. I think I did this last year actually. Yeah, that'll do there. Let's put a second knot in it. There we are, you see that? So all you do is find a big onion to start off with. You want a fairly big one. Get the weight at the bottom. Just pass it through the loop. Wrap the stem around the back, around the string, And when you pull it down, the weight of the onion is forming like a knot. That's how knots work. It's the pressure of one bit of string on another that holds a knot together. So, and then just carry on. May as well start with the largest first, I suppose. So, pass it around underneath like that. And just slide it down. And the weight of the onion holds it in place. And just keep going. Alternate which side you go. And round the back, underneath and down. Pull them down a little bit. Big one there. And underneath. And the back. And this is where I was saying, you don't want to cut the stems too short, look, because it won't work. These are just about the right length. You can cut the untidy bits off afterwards if you want. Like that. There we see. Just keep going. Round the back. Slide it down, fill up a little gap. Simple way of doing it, no fancy braiding or nothing like that. If you had a lot of onions, you'd probably want a stronger piece of string or twine. Hope you can see all that. Tidy up a little bit. There's a long one there. Quite get a fair weight. There we are now. Cut this down a bit now and put it in the kitchen. Only made it long so you could see it. But one lot of radar onions. Right, leaf and ground plot. That is where the most of the onions come out of, the Stuttgarters. Just going to put a bag of Living Green Salad and Veg on there, and then plant these. Swing it around. Some more Faraday beans in there. I'll tell you what, I know everyone raves about cobra beans, but these are fantastic. Here we are, look, I got my new planter dibber thingy. £8 on Amazon. Bit cheaper than Charles Dowding's 32 quid one, but I don't use any marks on it anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Right, how many am I going to get in here then? 3 across. There's 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Oh no, it's not a bad size actually. Mind you, the compost is nice and wet. Let's see. Yeah, that'll do, that'll do. Right, what else we got? Right, just picked some French beans. Can't remember what they all are now. I know these ones here are Faraday, and those 2 are dwarf. But I'll stick the names up there for you. Seems like the dwarf beans are more prolific this year. It's weird, isn't it? Yeah, not bad, not bad. Right then, I can show you how to do a reef knot. Use this old piece of barbecue hose. So what you do, always start with the left. So left over right and under. Okay. And then right, same, you've still got the same piece, over left and under. And there you have a reef knot. And it looks neat and tidy. It's a square knot, if you know what I mean. The circle's here and the loose ends are above. Now the other one, which people usually do, is called a granny knot. And this is left over, right and under, and then left over, right and under again. And you'll see, this is an untidy knot because it comes off at 90 degrees. And once you get a bit of tension on this, it is very, very difficult to undo. A reef knot, if you get stuck with a reef knot, all you have to do is grab the two sides like that and push it, and it comes apart. I'll do a slower one. I'll do a smaller one, and I'll do it on this stand. Let me zoom on this stand, and I'll do it with a piece of string for you. Left over, right and under, right over, left and under. There we are, look, and it comes apart dead easy. Okay, let's do a granny knot and show you how hard that is to take apart. Left over, right and under, left over, right and under again, which is what we don't want. And once that's tight, you're into the realms of picking away at the knot to undo it. Okay, this is easy because it's only been done for a few seconds, but there we are, guys. All those years in the Navy weren't wasted, were they?